Hi everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! From Hamilton, Ohio. I'm coming here tonight. I'm going to show you a fun fold card that I really enjoyed doing, and I want to share it with you. But I just wanted to say hi in person and thank all of you for coming. Ask you if you could you share my video? Could you give me a thumbs up, a comment, or anything that would really help me a lot, and I would appreciate it. And and I do want to ask you that if you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. If you would like to order Stampin' Up! Or to join Stampin' Up! And be on my team, that would be great. I have a lot of an email address at ritaholmes0611@gmail.com. You can email me there or go to my online store at ritaholmes.stampinup.net and leave a message there. That would be great. I lost my train of thought. The card I'm going to be showing you is a Slimline trifold card, and I do put all the directions on my Facebook group. I have a Facebook group called Stamp Crazy by Rita Holmes, or Stamp Crazy VIP. That is my group where I share videos every Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock. I do PDFs that you can get out of the files, and I try to make a YouTube video of the same thing. I just redo it so you don't have all the little talky stuff in there that I'm talking to people that's watching it live over in that group. So without anything else, I do want to remind you that at the end of the month we will have our retired list out. Our new catalog will be out in May, not June this year. It'll be coming out the 1st of May. Drop me a note if you would like to have a catalog. If you've never received a catalog before and you would like a catalog, please let me know, and I will see about getting one to you. So I'm going to go ahead, turn my camera around, and I'm going to tell you about one other thing that's on sale right now, but I do want to turn my camera before I do that. So I'm just going to pick my camera up and let you look at my ceiling for a minute. It's better than looking at my mess. And there's my fingers, and there we go. So, I do want to say, let me make sure my iPad's turned down, because I'm going to pull that up on my iPad so I can make sure that everything's in focus here. So, I do want to tell you about the Butterfly Brilliance collection that we have on sale right now. It just started. It is, you can get the bundle, which is the stamp set you see right here. Or that's the die cuts. Here's the stamp set. You can get that as a bundle for $54.75. It comes with paper, 48 sheets of 6x6. You get 8 of each design. This is a, like a wood. It's called Natural Birch Color and Texture paper. It's real thin, like copy paper, maybe a tiny bit heavier than a copy paper you put through your computer. But you get 2 sheets of that for $5. You can get the whole collection, which would be everything you see here, for $71.25. And that is on sale until, I forget, I think it's till the 1st of May. But anyway, it is on sale now, so you can get it. Make sure you get the paper if you really like it while supplies last. I don't know that that's, because it says only available while supplies last on both papers. So you'll want to order those pretty quick if that's what you like. Also, don't forget about the Hey Chick bundles, and that is still on sale. And we don't want you to forget that you can get that too. Now I'm going to show you my PDF, what it looks like. That's over in the files. Is this right here. You can print that off and put a card with it and keep it in a file and stuff, and that way you always have your directions and that of how to do that. So let me show you the cards that we're going to do. This is a sample. This is a sample. And actually, so is this. I'm going to do an ice cream cone card tonight, but I'm going to use different papers. But here's my cards. They open like this. And this I just used the True Love paper, and then I just highlighted with my blends and colored in flower to just make it look really elegant and stuff. That's one. This is used in the Fine Art Gallery collection, and the die cuts, and we just opened that, and that is another way to do it. And as you noticed on the inside, you can do different kinds of ways. Just depends on how you want your inside of your card to look right there, which actually helps cover up this piece right here where they're glued together, and you kind of just add a second piece over that. And then my flower card, or my ice cream card, the ice cream cones, and you open it up and there is your stuff to do your ice cream. I do need to run and get a little piece of paper I forgot, and I will be right back. I had all my stuff together, and then I used a piece of the paper that I had, so there you go. So here's what we're going to start with, which is a piece of 8.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, and I'm using Bermuda Bay tonight. And I'm going to bring in my scoring tool, and I'm going to score this at 2 inches. And at 5.5 inches. And that's all you need to do for that. And I think I'm going to have to sneeze. Oh my goodness. I'll try not to. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that on these score lines. And I am just going to burnish those really good so that's got a nice fold in it. I'm going to do that to both sides, and therefore we just have a really nice crease in our folds. So there's the base of what we're doing right here. Very easy. 8.5 by 8.5, scored at 2 and 5.5. And then we use a lot of printed paper on this, and right now I'll show you the pieces we're going to use on the front here. This is 1 3/4 by 8 1/4, which will go here. So let's go ahead and build this as we go. So I'm just adding me some glue onto that, and I'm going to take, and I tend to open that up so it'll lay a little flatter for me to get this on there. I'm just going to add that. Okay, and then I'm going to come over and we're going to add 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 8 1/4, and one of them's going to go here and one of them's going to go here, and then we've got a 3 1/4 by 8 1/4 that's going to go right here. Okay, or we could switch it and we could put the dots here with ice creams here. And I think I'm going to try it like that. I haven't done one like that before. I usually put the same thing on the sides. Let's try that. So I'm going to add my glue. And I'm going to bring it in and just put that right there. I'm going to bring in this ice cream cone that's going to go right here. I decided to do that. We'll just mix this up a little bit. We might as well. Sometimes it's fun to do that. You never know what you're going to get. And my theory is the person that we're going to send this card to will never see any of the other cards, probably, to know that you did it any different. And that's what I always try to emphasize. So there's that. Feels like I got a little bit of glue right here. So I'm going to take my glue eraser and kind of go over that. So let's go ahead and glue this one on. It takes a whole sheet of 12 by 12 designer series paper to make this card. By the time you get all the cut, you'll have just a little tiny piece left. So that's the reason why I'm using a different pattern tonight, is because I've already made 2 out of the other print that I showed you in my samples. So I thought I would just do this one. Okay, so we have the basic card front here. Okay, so what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to go ahead and burnish this again, because I want it to be really, really creased so it can fold. Okay, so we're going to lay this right here. And what we're going to do next is we are going to bring in our pieces to stamp one. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the front still like this, okay? And because if you'll notice, the ice cream cones are still in all the same colors. So we're going to use that. And then we're going to do our inside also, okay? So let's bring in, I do want to show you that, where's one of my stamps? There it is. The punch we're going to be using and the stamp set we're using is Sweet Ice Cream with the ice cream punch. And the punch will make the cone, and then it has the scoop that you can also use for a couple different things. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Let me bring out one of the scoops. And when it's laid this way on my card, it looks like an ice cream. If you turn it up this way, take this away, you can have a teddy bear, or you can decorate it as Mickey or Minnie Mouse. So you can use that in either way. Okay? So I wanted to show you that real quick. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to take the colors we're using today is Pool Party, Terracotta Tile, Cinnamon Cider, and Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to take the Cinnamon Cider, and we are going to stamp the 2 sayings, the one on the inside and the one on the outside. We're going to do both of them at the same time. So I'm going to do You're So Cool. And I'm just going to take and stamp that right here at the bottom. Your bottom right. Right like that. Then I'm going to take a thank you, and I'm going to stamp that at an angle. So there we have our sayings done, okay? Now one thing I'm going to do on this card on the inside, let me show you, is here I use the punch, you see right here, for my ice cream cone. On the inside here, I just stamped it straight on the card. So since I have the color out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that so you can see it. I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper so I can stamp off, because I do stamp off when I do that. So I am going to ink up my ice cream cone. And then I am going to move that out of the way, my ink, my other ink. And I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm just going to stamp it down here. And I'm going to stamp it low. There we go. Then the little cross hatches that's in that, I will not stamp off, and I will just take that and stamp that on my ice cream cone. Okay, so there we go. We have our ice cream cone made for that. I'm going to go ahead and put together the front one, and then because I've already got these already punched, but then I am going to go ahead and stamp the other two and punch them so you can see how easy it is to line up. So once you've got everything stamped and punched, it's funny how fast that glue wants to dry in the tip of your glue. I'm just going to put that right here. And then I'll just put some glue. And then I'm going to show you what I do with this. I'm going to put that one down, and it's just glued straight on there. Okay, let me find my glue dots or dimensionals that I just had. I'm going to take my second one and I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of it. So I'm going to take and put 3 of them. There's 1, 2, and 3. Because I want it to really stand up, okay? So now I'm going to put my second one on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my third one. Now what I'm going to do to that is I'm only going to put the dimensionals at the top here. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put 2 of them. Then I'm going to peel the backings off. Okay. And then I'm going to take 2 more and I'm going to line those up on the ones we've already put on. And we're going to put that on top. So we can make that just a little bit higher. And the reason being is because this is already popped up, but I want this one just to be a little taller than that one. So we put that on there, no glue at the bottom. We want that to stick up, and we build our ice cream cone. Okay? So that's how your ice cream cone is built. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to take that on the front of this. We're just going to glue it to this piece of mat. And I can tell you what the sizes of that is. Just 1 second. I got so many pieces. This is 2 3/4 by 4. So that's 3 by 4 1/4. And then this next one, I'm going to make sure we get that on there good. I'm going to press on it. And then this one will be 4, I forget. I know what's on here. Oh, this is 2 3/4 by 5. And then the white piece is 1 3/4. That's 2 3/4, 2 1/2. This is 2 1/4. There we go. Gotta get my sizes correct. Goodness. You know, if I don't cut it right at the day I'm doing it, I forget what I'm doing. And I'm just going to glue those all 3 together, like so. Okay? Whoa. I was trying to pull my piece up and pulled my whole thing up. Not good. I'm going to turn that over and make sure it's glued down so it doesn't go anywhere anymore. And I'm going to just glue this to the front of my card like so. Okay? Oh. And I put glue where I didn't want it. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let that dry a minute, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do. We'll finish the inside. We're going to just put this piece right here on this piece, I do believe, and put it on the inside. Okay, so we're just going to, yeah. And I just left out the middle piece on it. And then I will do my ice cream cone and put on there. Okay, we can go ahead and glue this to the inside. This pattern paper is pretty busy, and so I'm put that DSP down so that it kind of gives it a good contrast. Now let's do our, while we're waiting on this to dry, I'm going to get some of that off that I know I don't want on there. Like so. You guys ever use your chamois to wipe your fingers and stuff and then turn it over until you wash it out? Yeah. Sometimes I have to do that. Gets the glue off my hands. Okay, this piece of paper here, you always want to take a strip to do these ice cream cones because they're easier to punch out. And I will show you what I mean by that. I am going to do the terracotta tile. So what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to pop that the right way. I'm going to stamp off. Stamp one. And then we're going to take these little dots. And we're going to add some dots to it. Gives it some contrast. We'll clean these because we're going to use them again and do our next color of ice cream cone. And we don't want to muddy our colors, so I am going to use the green. Whoops! Stuck to my paper. So we're going to stamp off, and I'm going to stamp on here just above where I went. Take my dots again and stamp them right on my ice cream cone. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and we're not going to use the ice cream cone, but if you notice on the punch, the ice cream cone is at an angle. So I'm kind of show you how to angle that to help you a little bit in punching it out. So you're going to take it and your wide side's going to be to your right, and you're going to put that down just at an angle like so. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my cross hatches on it just so that I can say I got another ice cream cone already done. And there we go. We got that done. So now I'm going to show you how easy they are to punch out. Let me move my scrap out of my way. I think we're done with it. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my ice cream scoop in, put it in my punch. It goes in sideways like that. Line it up and punch. So I'm not wasting a lot of paper. As you can see, there's my piece, and then I have this one right above it, and it's not going to hurt anything because we already punched the ice cream cone out below it. Whoops. I'm going to punch that out. There's our next piece, and then the cone, we're going to bring it in here, and it's at an angle. So we'll just bring that in, and there you get a piece of the ice cream top. But there's our 3 pieces. So this was cut 2 inches by about 5.5 inches is what I use. So I make sure I have enough room and do my cones. Now the ice cream cones on here are not going to be popped up because of being on the inside of the card. I'm going to go ahead and well, come on, glue. There we go. That's a new bottle of glue, so we shouldn't be having too much trouble with it. I'm going to glue that down. And then I'm going to take the green one. And glue right on top. And I'm going to let that dry a minute, then I'm going to press on it. I am going to get me a, ooh, there goes my light. I'm going to get me a wipe out. Do you guys keep wipes on your table when you're working? I do. And that way, because I get glue and ink on me, and sometimes if it's a little bit more than I can handle, then I use that to wipe my hands off really good. And then wipe my hands on my pants. Are y'all bad about that? I am. Okay, now I'm going to make sure those are glued down. Okay, I want to get most of my glue off of this right here on this. It's actually going to be this side. I was at the wrong side. But I'm going to go ahead and take my glue eraser, since I let that dry. And I'm just going to go ahead and get this glue off of here. You know, I could have stopped and said, oh no, I'm going to do another video, because I could have. Because I'm not live on here with you. You can see all that glue, see it coming off? Now I know I'm going to glue this other piece to the back, but it won't be glued all the way to the back. So I need some of that off of there. Let me see how this is going to glue on here, if it's going to be okay. Yep, I think so. So we're going to redo this now. We're going to glue just this side. I'm going to bring my card to the front now. And I'm going to glue this on. Okay? Glue that over just a hair more. And there we go. And then I'm going to bring this. I'm going to put this piece, and I'm going to put it right here. So it actually covers up all that glue area. So I really don't have to even worry about that. But I didn't want it surely didn't want it to show, so I'm going to bring this in and glue that down, and that kind of just covers where my 2 pieces of paper went together. So let's just push on it. Then I am going to bring this is the ice cream cone, the other side of this, and I'm going to put it on this little piece of Pool Party because I wanted a contrast again. So let's put this on. And just rub, and then I'm going to glue this down on the inside of my card. And we are almost done. And this is just going to come over here and glue right here. Okay. So that's basically my card. I'm going to burnish this side again because with all that on there, it's wanting to stand up and I want it to lay down. So there we go. My one last thing I'm going to do is these gold glitter enamel dots. I'm going to just take 3 of them and stick them up here on this one little ice cream cone. Just up in this corner to add a little embellishment to it. And as you can see, it looks like there's a lot going on because there's so many layers, and there is, but it makes a really cute card. And there's our card. And then here is the first one I made. And let's bring in the other ones back in. There's the 2 ice cream cones. This is the black and white. On this one I added an extra layer, this white. And I just cut it just a little bit narrower than the black on there, and then put my black paper so it would pop that black off of there. And then here's my flowered one from the Fine Art Floral. So that is the cards. That's how you do them. I'll go over the measurements with you again really quick. They are, this is 8.5 by 8.5, scored at 2 and 5.5. This panel is 1 3/4 by 8 1/4. These 2 panels are 2 3/4 by 8 1/4. And this panel is 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. This piece of paper, well, yeah, they're all the same. This piece of paper and this piece of paper is 2 by 4.5. And 2 by 4.5. Let's measure that and make sure. That does not sound right. It's 2.5 by 5, and that's 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, and that's how both of these are. The measurements are just on however you want to do your card, because you can do it different ways. I just took scraps and did this part, and that is basically what your card is. Okay, so it's a lot of cutting, a lot of layering, but the end result is very pretty. It's different for a Slimline card. I saw it on Painted Mountain something.com. I forget her name. I saw her do it, and I kind of just did a little version of my own off of hers. I wish I remembered the name. It's either Painted Mountain or mountainpainted.com. She anyway, she has the card on there. I'm sure you can put in trifold Slimline cards and be able to find it also. So that's what I have for you tonight. Sorry that I had a few little bumbles in here on the video, forgetting things and making a mess with my glue. But that happens. It's real, and that's what this is tonight. It's real. So everybody have a good day, evening, morning, at whatever time it is that you're watching this. And until I see you again, be blessed and happy stamping. Thank you. Bye.